$10.5 trillion. That is the staggering amount cybercrime is projected to drain from the global economy. 49 times more than the entire world spends trying to stop it. And the attackers? They aren't waiting around. The average breakout time, the exact moment hackers land inside a network to the moment they start spreading, has collapsed to just 29 minutes. The terrifying record? 27 seconds. Welcome to the new battlefield of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and networking. This is a $563 billion arms race by 2030, built on mega deals, quantum-proof encryption, and machines defending machines at breakneck speed. Today, we are breaking down exactly how this entire value chain fits together, tier by tier and dollar by dollar. Picture this entire industry not as fragmented pieces, but as one tightly closed value chain, exactly 5 tiers deep. It all starts at the foundation with AI-ready network and compute infrastructure. The physical backbone where tech giants are racing to migrate to 1.6 terabit Ethernet and post-quantum cryptography, desperately defending against adversaries who are stealing encrypted data today just to crack it open the second quantum computers mature. The second tier is AI-native security and machine identity. This is about locking down agentic AI systems and their tool calling permissions, deploying AI security posture management that blocks prompt injections and jailbreaks in real time. Moving up, the third tier is cloud and network defense. Welcome to the zero trust world, where the borderless firewall has entirely replaced the old perimeter, and micro-segmentation forcefully stops threats from spreading across multi-cloud environments. The fourth tier? Threat intelligence and AI SecOps. This is the massive data gravity mode, where AI copilots automatically hunt threats and isolate endpoints before humans even know there's a breach. Finally, the fifth tier is distribution, global systems integrators, and fierce compliance mandates like the EU AI Act, forcing this tech into defense, finance, and critical infrastructure. Tie all this together, and you get software economics most industries can only dream of. Net retention above 115%, gross margins comfortably sitting between 75 and 85%, and switching costs so brutal, insiders compare ripping out a platform to changing a jet engine mid-flight. Now, let's follow the smart money. In 2025, this combined market opens at a massive $212 billion, with $41 billion of that already directly driven by AI. Watch how fast this accelerates. Instead of a slow, predictable crawl, this market is surfing a relentless wave of capital deployment, smashing past $563 billion by 2030. We are looking at an explosive 21.6% compound annual growth rate, where the AI slice alone rockets to $117 billion, commanding roughly a fifth of the entire ecosystem. Why the sudden urgency? Because AI networking itself is compounding at an astronomical 33.6%, outpacing even AI cybersecurity's growth. The reason is simple. Global cybercrime losses are catastrophic, and that terrifying breakout time leaves no room for human hesitation. The technology roadmap to fight this is moving in 3 aggressive waves. 2025 through 2026 brings 800G Ethernet and RoCev2 to rip and replace legacy InfiniBand. 2027 through 2028 ushers in the era of 1.6T Ethernet and revolutionary co-packaged optics. And 2029 through 2030 delivers the ultimate holy grail, fully self-healing networks designed to slash repair time by a 78.5%. Layer on global geopolitics, and the stakes get even higher. The EU now strictly mandates 100% EU citizen cloud management. The US is pouring $90.7 billion into AI defense contracts, even as its civilian cyber agency absorbs a proposed massive budget cut. Meanwhile, China is backing an $8.2 billion state AI fund to capture their domestic security market. In the corporate arena, NVIDIA's networking division hits $31 billion. Palo Alto's backlog swells to $21 billion. And Palantir posts a jaw-dropping 145% rule of 40 score. But software is absolutely nothing without the iron underneath. Let's drill into the hardware itself. AI networking is growing so ferociously, it is relentlessly chasing a $44.52 billion market by 2030. The underlying architecture is shifting in real time. 800G Ethernet is already stepping aside for 1.6T, and that massive jump requires co-packaged optics just to keep the silicon from melting down. Driving all of this is a brutal philosophical war. NVIDIA's closed, high-bandwidth InfiniBand ecosystem going head-to-head against the industry's open, congestion-aware RoCEv 2 Ethernet standard. And then there is the deadline that changes absolutely everything: post-quantum cryptography. Right now, adversaries are harvesting encrypted data, quietly banking it to decrypt later the exact moment quantum computers mature. The compliance gate slams shut in 2026 and 2027, when U.S. national security contracts strictly require CNSA 2.0 support. Following that, between 2030 and 2035, brace for a total cryptographic purge, a full ban on RSA, 2048, and ECCP 256 that forces a complete global network overhaul. So who actually controls this backbone? NVIDIA, the undisputed apex predator, pulled in $31 billion in fiscal 2026 networking revenue, grabbing 21.5% of the data center switch market. Arista is flexing an $8.9 billion backlog alongside 47.8% operating margins, absolutely dominating the 800G space. Broadcom is the hardware heart, supplying the Tomahawk and Jericho chips that power nearly every non-NVIDIA network on Earth. Cisco and Cloudflare round out the power players. Cisco with OpenAI fabrics, and Cloudflare delivering millisecond AI protection right at the network edge. Across the board, the new success metric is clear: DPU and SmartNG integration, stripping security and routing off the CPU entirely so 100% of compute power goes straight into AI. Here is the single metric keeping every chief information security officer awake at night. 80% of organizations now report unauthorized actions taken by their own AI systems, and 52% of non-human identities are sitting on elevated privileges they were never supposed to have. That single data point fuels three simultaneous crises. First, the agentic identity crisis, where AI agents act wildly outside their intended scope. Second, the model vulnerability wall, where logic-based threats like prompt injection for data theft and model poisoning via backdoor insertion completely bypass traditional network defenses. And third, supply chain blind spots, where reliance on third-party model context protocols, MCP, allows attackers to hijack enterprise AI workflows using spoofed metadata. So who is stepping up to fix this? Palo Alto Networks just closed a massive $25 billion acquisition of CyberArk, alongside Protect AI, building a no-gap shield across privileged access and endpoint security. Google Cloud immediately answered with a $32 billion buyout of Wiz, fusing Mandiant's elite threat intelligence with AI security posture management to dominate the data plane. CrowdStrike dropped $740 million on SG&L to deliver just-in-time access that suffocates supply chain threats the absolute second they appear. And Okta, working alongside Cycode, specializes in session-based dynamic provisioning for machines while scanning entire RAG pipelines to hunt down shadow AI. The new success metric here is crucial. AI security posture platforms are violently shifting from static monitoring to semantic filters, scanning data flows in milliseconds to block injections before they ever land. Because once the EU AI Act takes full, punishing effect in August 2026, profitability will belong exclusively to whoever can automate model integrity and compliance at the blazing speed of AI itself. Moving to the perimeter, three massive architectural shifts are rewriting how networks defend themselves. First, the VPN is officially dead. SACE has entirely replaced traditional firewalls, forcing all AI agent traffic through heavily guarded cloud checkpoints. Second, the battle of speed versus stealth. Edge Direct routing leverages any cast for near zero latency, while Cloud Proxy architecture hides the network's surface completely, but at the heavy cost of speed, forcing every request to detour through a distant data center. Third, microsegmentation is now the absolute last line of defense against AI contagion. It isolates individual workloads so a single infected AI prompt cannot spread laterally into core databases. The market has already ruthlessly sorted its winners. Palo Alto Networks commands a staggering $21 billion remaining performance obligation by merging deep data inspection with Arista's high-speed hardware. Zscaler runs the largest zero-trust exchange on the planet, completely cloaking networks for absolute security. Fortinet merges networking and security through highly customized ASICs, cutting exploit windows down to mere hours. And the fierce edge challengers, Cloudflare and Dope.Security, leverage global anycast and on-device checks to deliver 4x the performance of legacy proxies. But here's the deadline that matters most. By 2027, every single vendor must prove real-time micro-segmentation capabilities just to qualify for U.S. Department of Defense contracts. In this era, compliance isn't optional. It is the literal price of admission. Step inside the average security operations center today, and you'll realize the crisis is human, not technical. Burnout analysts face 4,484 alerts every single day. 67% of critical threats get missed simply because there is no time to review them. 71% of analysts report severe exhaustion. And that terrifying 29-minute breakout time, it means attackers are already inside, moving laterally before most defense teams even finish their morning coffee. All of that overwhelming volume, network data, cloud telemetry, identity signals, and threat intelligence, funnels directly into what the industry calls the data gravity mode. Whoever ingests the most signal trains the sharpest AI. And that is driving a frantic climb up the autonomy ladder. Levels 2 and 3. Human-led response relying on static scripts. Used to take 30 to 60 minutes. Level 4 agentic AI now instantly suggests the fix and waits for human approval, slicing that down to 5 to 15 minutes. But Level 5, fully autonomous systems arriving in 2026, changes everything, letting AI manage 100% of the workflow from risk assessment to neutralization, with staggering response times under 2 minutes. The platform's racing to dominate this. CrowdStrike's Falcon XDR processes trillions of signals every single week. Palo Alto's Cortex XSIAM devours 18 PB of data daily, trained on 1.2 B automated response playbooks. Microsoft and SentinelOne are combining machine speed prevention with security copilot baked directly into Windows. And D3 Security's Morphus AI focuses on a distinctly critical angle, optimizing the soaring cost of every LLM call, ensuring autonomous defense stays financially sustainable at enterprise scale. Let's talk about the bottom line and why this sector commands such extraordinary valuations. It is because regulation itself has become the ultimate profit engine. Starting August 2026, the EU AI Act brings the hammer down, imposing devastating financial penalties. By January 2027, the CNSA 2.0 mandate strictly requires 100% post-quantum cryptography migration for U.S. national security systems. The takeaway is blunt and brutal. Security is no longer an optional R and AMP winking and laughing expense. It is a mandatory license to survive in the market. Who actually architects compliance at this massive scale? Global systems integrators, Accenture, Deloitte, PwC, and IBM sit at the absolute center. Meanwhile, a separate, powerful post-quantum alliance featuring Thales, Deloitte, IBM, and Quantinuum is building the cryptographic backbone that feeds 3 strategic end markets: defense through the Pentagon, finance through JP Morgan, and critical infrastructure across global energy and healthcare. And here is exactly why investors willingly pay massive premium multiples. Gross margins consistently run between 75% and 85% thanks to near-zero marginal software costs. Net retention rates blow past 115%, driven by aggressive cross-selling and brutal customer lock-in. Palantir just posted a Rule of 40 score of 145%. Combining hypergrowth and profit margin at a level almost never seen at this scale. The mega deals prove the thesis. $32 billion for Google's acquisition of Wiz, $25 billion for Palo Alto's acquisition of CyberArk. This is an industry where compliance legally forces demand, and that demand drives some of the richest margins in the entire technology sector. Finally, let's rank the top 8 names Wall Street and institutional investors are watching closest in 2026. Grouped exactly by what drives their competitive moat. First, the infrastructure titans: NVIDIA, Arista, and Cisco. NVIDIA commands a staggering $31 billion in networking revenue and a 21.5% switch market share. Locked in by their InfiniBand and Spectrum-X ecosystem, they trade at a highly compelling forward valuation. Arista carries an $8.9 billion backlog with 47.8% operating margins, completely dominating the high-speed space. Cisco holds $9 billion in AI orders, fighting vendor lock-in via Nexus Hyperfabric and trading at a highly conservative valuation. All three share low macro risk. Every AI build-out needs their pipes, regardless of who wins the software war. Second, the unified platform kings, Palo Alto Networks and CrowdStrike. Palo Alto's $21 billion backlog and an agentic AI handling 15 PB/day easily justify their premium platform valuation. CrowdStrike's $5.25 billion annual recurring revenue and data gravity advantage push its valuation to a staggering premium while carrying medium macro risk. Third, the highest risk, highest reward play, Palantir. A rule of 40 score of 145% and massive U.S. commercial growth make it the analytical brain behind defense and finance. But given its premium valuation and high macro risk, this name demands absolute conviction. Finally, the edge and proxy challengers, Cloudflare and Zscaler, betting on the collapse of legacy networks. Cloudflare trades at a lofty valuation on the promise of global anycast and real-time prompt injection blocking. Zscaler, running the world's largest zero-trust exchange, trades at a much more reasonable valuation. Both carry medium macro risk, but profit directly every time a legacy VPN goes dark. One closed value chain, 5 tiers deep, trillions of dollars in motion, and a ticking 5-year countdown to full machine autonomy. Everything in this video comes from public data, market forecasts, and official company disclosures. It is shared strictly for educational purposes. This is not financial advice, so please do your own research and consult a professional before investing. If this deep dive helped you see the AI and cybersecurity industry from a sharper angle, hit subscribe for more market breakdowns. Thank you so much for watching to the end.